Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation for the International Conference on ICT for Smart Society, ICIS 2026. My name is Davaria Diatma, representing the School of Electrical Engineering and Informatics at Institut Teknologi Bandung. Today, on behalf of myself and my co-authors, Professor Harsuan Narsus Pangkat and Engineer Devi Manggara, I am excited to present our research titled Prediction Condition RIG, a data-driven digital twin approach for diabetes clinical decision support in resource-constrained setting. Let us begin by looking at the current reality of diabetes management, particularly in Indonesia. The burden of diabetes is incredibly high, yet management remains largely reactive. Outside of major urban centers, patients do not have access to costly continuous glucose monitors or CGMs. Instead, they rely on manual logbook to track their blood sugar. Furthermore, electronic health records or EHR adoption is inconsistent across facilities. As a result, clinicians are forced to make retrospective decisions based on periodic lab results, missing clinical crucial windows for early intervention. In recent years, digital twin frameworks have emerged as a promising solution. State-of-art models achieve excellent predictive accuracy. However, they suffers from a major limitation, such as they demand infrastructure that simply doesn't exist in resource-constrained primary care. They require complex personal health knowledge graph, strict HL7F arch HIR interoperability, and continuous streams of device telemetry. There is a very real gap between what cutting-edge research demonstrated and what is actually deployable on the ground for the average patient. To bridge this gap, our paper introduced four key contributions. First, a simplified logbook-based patient digital twins that requires no real-time sensor or EHR integration. Second, lightweight random forest glucose prediction models. Third, most importantly, what we call a prediction condition RIG. A retrieval mechanism will on forecast future states rather than the current one. And fourth, doctor-mediated validation workflow to ensure clinical safety. Because the term of digital twin is used broadly, we want to be explicit about our positioning following the scoping review taxonomy by Drummond and Gonsan. We position our system strictly as a monitoring digital twin. It is dynamic and data-driven, leveraging aggregated patient data to provide continuous prediction. We do not claim to build a high-fidelity mechanistic simulation with full bidirectional sync, as that requires hospital-grade telemetry. Here is the end-to-end architecture of our system. It consists of four main stages. It begins with the data layer processing manual patient logbook. This fits into the prediction model, which generates predicted future glucose states. Here is where our key novelty lies: the prediction condition query. Instead of querying clinical guidelines based on what the patient blood sugar is right now, we query the database based on what the blood sugar will be in the next 30 to 60 minutes. An LLM that synthesizes this retrieve guidance with is finally route through a doctor for validation before reaching the patients. Let's look closer at the first stage, the data-driven digital twins, instead of complex physiological modeling. We represent the patient using a feature vector derived entirely from logbook data. Glucose history, carb intake, insulin doses, physical activity, and stress. We derive two critical physiological features, insulin on board and carbs on board. capturing the delayed effects of prior meals and injection using exponential decay models. As you can see in the graph, our challenge is work with sparse periodic logbook entries, represented by the red dots rather than the continuous blue lines of GGM. For the prediction model, we concisely choose a random forest regressor over a heavy deep learning architecture. Utilizing a 1 hour look back windows, it predicts the relative change of glucose for 30 and 60 minutes horizon. We selected random forest because it offers interpretability through feature importance, and crucially, it has substantially lower computational overhead, making it highly suitable for deployment in resource-constrained clinics. This brings us to the core contribution of the paper, prediction condition retrieval augmented generation. In a standard RG system, if a patient current blood sugar is normal, the system relative generic guidelines for normal maintenance. Our system works differently. The predicted glucose value is converted into a structured clinical state, evaluating magnitude, risk level, and urgency. We then query our vector database, which indexes Percani and other clinical guidelines using this future state. The shift of system from being reactive to being anticipatory. Of course, utilizing large language model in healthcare comes with the risk of hallucination. To ensure clinical safety, we implement doctor-mediated validation workflow. The AI generates the anticipatory recommendation, but it doesn't go to directly to the patient. It is routed to the attending clinician for review. The system acts as a decision support copilot, but the ultimate clinical responsibility remains safety with the physician. Now let's look at the result. We evaluated our predictor on the Ohio T1DM datasets. At a 30 minutes horizon, our random forest model achieved an RMSI of 22.60 milligram per deciliter, passing 94.35% of prediction in the clinically acceptable clock error grid zones A and B. When benchmarked against a stack LSTM deep learning model, the random forest was highly competitive with only a 0.56 milligram per deciliter gap in RMSI. This proof we can achieve a deep learning level accuracy with a much lighter deployable model. Here you can see the clock error grid for the 30 minutes horizons. The vast majority of our predictions, over 84%, fall strictly within zone A, meaning treatment the decision based on this prediction will be clinically correct. Only about 5.6% of prediction falls into zone that could lead to inappropriate clinical decision, confirming the safety of and reliability of the prediction models. To prove the value of prediction condition RIG, we conducted a controlled ablation study over divergent clinical scenarios. Situations where the current reading is normal, but the trend is heading for dangers. The result were stark. Standard current states RIG targeted the correct impending condition 0% of the time. Or prediction condition query targeted to correct condition 100% of the time, dramatically improving the main reciprocal rank from 0.417 to 0.666. Let me illustrate this with a case study. Imagine a patient whose current blood glucose was 150 milligrams per deciliters, perfectly within target. However, due to recent carb intake, the forecast predict a spike to 214 milligrams per deciliter in the next hours. A standard query retrieve generic glycemic control documents. Our prediction condition query immediately retrieve hyperglycemia management guidelines, allowing the doctor to advise the patient before the hyperglycemic episode actually happens. While these results all are highly promising, We acknowledge several limitations. First, evaluation was performed on the Ohio T1DM surrogate data set, which used high-frequency CGM data from type 1 patients. Evaluation on genuinely sparse logbook frequency type 2 data remains future work. Second, the system is evaluated retrospectively as and has not yet undergone clinical trials. And finally, our retrieval ablation was conducted on a small scale and requires broader validation. In a conclusion, prediction condition era AG is successfully transformed clinical decision support from a reactive process into an anticipatory one without demanding unrealistic infrastructure. By conditioning our AI on forecast trajectories, we can provide better, safer, and more proactive care in resource-constrained settings. More forward, we plan to validate this framework using a real Indonesian patient lookbook data from primary care facilities and conduct formal system usability evaluations with medical professionals. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I look forward for your question and discussion.